Hi, guys. We are live with the Indians-Yankees broadcast. It's Game 2 in the Yankees' 4-game set with the Indians. And right before we started actually on the server that I'm watching off of, they were showing how the Indians walked up against the Yankees in Game 2 of the 2017 American League Division Series. It's a walk-up win, very painful. Actually, forgot about that controversial hit by pitch that didn't really hit the batter, and then the next one was, I think, a grand slam by Francisco Lindor. The guy who actually stopped the Indians from winning that series was Tanaka at Yankee Stadium. That was the 1-0 win that I actually talked about yesterday. Tanaka threw 7 strong innings, and Bird was the one who hit a home run that just stayed fair of in the foul pole. And as I mentioned, Tanaka is on the bump today. And his last start against the Blue Jays on the road, he threw 7 scoreless innings, and let's see how he does today. Hopefully this will be a bounce back trail for Tanaka. And he is ready. Lindor is ready. And here comes the first pitch. And a slider in there for strike 1. So Tanaka, who, beginning of his career, I mean, he still can throw about 95. Usually he goes with a 2-seamer that's like 91 and 92, but he hit 95 when he's really trying to get someone out. As that ball is tapped foul, 0-2. But Tanaka's bread and butter is a slider and splitter, and one of the problems that he's had this year is because his splitter has been less useful. And you can blame it on the home run ball, and yes, it's getting hit more as well. But at the same time, the hitters always adjust. They have tendencies. The league's very good at scouting, and very well could have nitpicked his splitter a bit. Ball's popped up by third base. Gregorius is the only one there. It makes the catch, basically where LeMahieu would be standing. But Didi makes the grab for out number 1. Tanaka uses his slider 37% of the time, 4-seam 28, splitter 25, sinker 5, curveball 3, and cutter 2. I would say the sinker is more like a 2-seamer at this point, and the 4-seamer definitely maybe has some cut. Sinker actually uses 4-seam a pretty good amount still, but the splitter is almost just as much. And let me give you guys the defensive alignment as Greg Allen steps up to the plate. Shows bunt. That's a pretty good one, but it's foul. Who's fair? He probably would have been safe. We just saw LeMahieu over at third. We saw Gregorius at short, playing a third base position. Second and go, we have Judge in right, Sanchez catching, Torres at second, Gardner in center, Maven in left, Ford at first, Tanaka on the bump. And Urshela is DHing tonight. I guess the reason why you would DH Urshela rather than LeMahieu is so LeMahieu could switch over at one point if needed, while Urshela can't do that. Ooh, nasty splitter. As Allen is quick behind 0-2. I think Tanaka's thrown all straight so far, which is a good start. A lot better start than Chad Green yesterday. That wasn't a good start. We got 5 runs in only getting a third of an out. And Liza came and gave up a 2-run homer. So yeah, that was pretty tough. He's lost 19-5 yesterday. That was awful. We just saw our first ball. That one just missed inside, 1-2. Allen had quite the night yesterday. Went 4 for 5, 4 RBIs, 4 runs scored. Probably one of the best nights of his career. And he's trying to turn into a pretty decent player. He's always had speed and a good glove. We saw a bit in the power department yesterday, and kind of is a number 2 hitter in the Indians lineup, which not a lot of people thought he could kind of handle. And really nice slider as he strikes out Allen, 2 away. These are pretty filthy so far. That splitter in the 0-1 pitch that just kept going down. That slider, that was pure filth. That almost looked like a curveball. I mean, that looked like it was in the lower part of the zone, just kept diving. And that's a hard pitch for a lefty to keep off of. Because the lefty's wheelhouse is the inner third of the plate. Just keeps going down to a place they can't hit it well. That's what happens. You get strikeouts. Well, I mean, pretty much everyone the Indians landed great yesterday, including this guy right here, Carlos Santana. Had 2 homers yesterday. That was 20 on the season. Let's see, that's 30. As a high and deep right there is guard on the track, and he makes the catch. Whew. Gave that one a ride, but luckily it was in the ballpark. So Tanaka has a relatively easy 1-2-3 inning as we head to the bottom of the first. So we don't have music today because actually my last post got copyright claimed. So I found a way that I can use YouTube audio and I could avoid that, but since I'm just screening my phone today, that might be possible. Might not be possible. Actually, I could try it on my computer, but for now, we're not going to have music. So I'll just stop talking if we are on a break. Okay, I did find the audio library that YouTube can let me use. So cool. This should be able to work. Not sure how wide the selection is. Yeah, no Bruce Springsteen, so he's out of the way. That's unfortunate. Yeah, we're still on break. I'll let you guys know when we come back. Okay, so we're essentially back now, and let me give you guys the Indians defense. We have Lindor at short, Greg Allen in center field, Santana at first, Yasiel Puig right, Ramirez at third, Kipnis at second, Reyes DH, and Daquin in the left, press catching, and Aaron Savali, who has been really good for his first 3 starts for the Indians. In 18 innings pitched, he has, I think, 18 strikeouts, and it's an ERA of exactly 1. And he's given 3. Now he's given 2 earned runs. Yeah. So, hey, Indian starters such as Adam Pluko and Aaron Savali stepping up for injured guys like Huber and who should have been traded away like Trevor Bauer. These starts will make you out with a ball outside 1-0. That 2-seamer hits the outside corner 1-1. It's very interesting, and I didn't really notice it before, just because of how effective the Indian starters are. But they really don't have any left-handed pitchers. They have Ryan Merritt, who has not really pitched for them this season. Actually, has not started for them this season at all. Because the last lefty pitcher was Ryan Merritt, last lefty starter, and that's against the Yankees in August 2017. Ever since then, all right-hand starters. Hit hard right to first base, and Santana takes himself, steps on the bag for out number 1. What made you? He just hits the ball hard every time, and where he hits the ball hard, usually, he can hit the ball right side. Don't get me wrong, he can pull the ball pretty well too, but he naturally hits the ball to right center field, and it's very impressive. Whenever he gets out, remember it's not via strikeout, which is not too often. It's a hard line drive to right field, or it's a hard line drive to. Or hard ground ball to Santana that we saw right there. Actually, went to a game against the Red Sox, I think last week or so, and he had 3 straight line drives to Betts in right field. All hit in the same spot, all hit very hard. That fastball missed inside 1-1. So it's pretty interesting because Judge, as a lot of fans know, he actually has the rookie home run record of 52 homers in his first year. And in the same year, Cody Bellinger actually also broke the National League record for 39 homers. And recently, Bellinger's homer, which is tied, so it's laced over the head of Lindor into left field. So Judge gets the first hit of the ball game. There we go. Hopefully I could start raising his batting average up above 260. Again, I've almost never seen Judge with a batting average below that mark, which is a little scary. Seems like despite him not having too much power on the pull side right now because of the oblique injury. Most likely reason why. He also just hasn't been hitting well. It could also be because of the oblique injury, so it could maybe be a bigger factor than everyone's been thinking. But regardless, Pete Alonso just tied that NL rookie record with Cody Bellinger's, and he's probably going to break it since it's only August 16th. And he actually has a very good shot at beating Judge's record, too. I mean, he's 14 and, about 40 games? That's doable. It's going to be tough, but it's doable. If anyone can do it, it's Pete Alonso. Fastball's the outside corner 1-2. And it's funny because Alonso's not the league leader. Bellinger's actually the league leader. They're 40 in the National League right now. He's not a rookie anymore, of course. And Trout has 40 himself. American League. That ball is blooped, and will it get down? Yes, it will. Oh, dunk in front of the right fielder. Yasiel Puig, and Judge advances a second. And kind of a tough read because you never know who's going to catch it. Probably going about halfway. So Judge unable to go to third. But hey, Urshela keeps the line moving. That's what you like to see. I mean, sometimes it hits a hit. Doesn't matter if you hit it 50 miles per hour. Doesn't matter if you hit 110 miles per hour. It hits a hit. That's all the same in the scorebook. So Gregorius, who is batting now in the cleanup hole as he rightly belongs in this type of lineup. It's also always fun to have Gregorius in the cleanup hole just because it's that lefty-righty differential. And he always found it really cool that he batted cleanup because he never envisioned himself as a cleanup hitter. He fouls the last pitch off, by the way. It's an 0-1 count. But he had a really good night yesterday. He had 2 singles and a solo homer, and Yankees would love a home run right here. I mean, he had scored 7 runs in the first inning yesterday, and it'd be great to just get things going right away. Tell them, hey, we are here to play. Yesterday was a fluke, and you wrecked us yesterday, but it's not going to happen again. Here comes the 0-1 Aditi. Now it's that 1-2. First fires to second, gets the force, and that's all they'll get. Good job by Santana to make that play. You know, it's not the easiest of plays. He got it on his left side and had to spin around and fire a strike to the shortstop. You know, he easily could have just probably stepped on the base at first, but he got the main out. So good job by Santana right there, getting that second runner heading to second base, Urshela. And it's also interesting that Santana's not a natural first baseman. He was a catcher and a third baseman before he transitioned to first. He's actually been pretty well-regarded first baseman according to his defense. And he's a pretty good first baseman, too. He was the AL All-Star first baseman. That one's blooped into shallow right field. Yankees get their first run of the day. Thanks to a bloop single by Gary Sanchez. He is great. I mean, that wasn't the prettiest of hits, but he has raced since coming back. He's doing very well. He's coming off the injured list. You know, all of them are a couple of bloop hits to right field. You gotta love it. Just scoring that play really quick. Here's Torres, who foul tips into the glove. Roberto Perez. Perez, who's number 9 hitter in the Indians lineup, has 19 homers, which makes him one of the better catchers in the game, which is weird to think of because this guy was a backup catcher no one even heard of, really, relatively, until he had, I think, 3 home runs in the 2016 World Series. And that just shocked everyone. You know who their backup is? It's Kevin Pilecki. And I've always admired Pilecki, not because, he's a Major League Baseball player, but also because he helped me see this really cool song. What was it? It's by 21 Pilots. I don't know why I'm blanking. I'm thinking the other one. I'm thinking of Stressed Out, which is one of their songs. Well, what's the other song by them? Ride. That's what it's called. Because my buddy Gavi and I were at a Mets game and Plecky was catching. That was his walk-up song. We're like, whoa, this sounds good. So we Shazammed it, and we have loved it ever since. So that's my cool story with Plecky. And Torres swung and missed that one, so it's now a 2-2 count. Yeah, he keeps. I feel like he's. I think the Indians' jersey is similar to the Orioles. He's been taking some big daddy hats. The first 2 games of the series, and there is one right there. No avail. Ooh, fastball just missed outside, and Savali gave it his all. That was 95. Hardest pitch of the night for him. Hardest pitch of the night in general. It's a sinker too. Wow. He does have that 2-seam movement I was talking about, and any relatively good 2-seam is kind of identified as a sinker. And Torres fouls that one off. Good defensive swing. And it's still pretty crazy to believe that Torres has about half of his home runs, 13 out of the 27 homers against the Orioles. And Sanchez has 10 of his 27 homers against the Orioles. So I think he's hit 61 altogether in 19 games against them this season. It's insane. Ball tapped through the hole to right field. What is this? All these hits are finding a hole. I mean, that's what you love to see. The ball was thrown to third base, but Sanchez already there. Goes through the cutoff man. Torres will stay at first, and you can hear the Indians announcers getting a little annoyed by this too, which is glorious. Or you could say gregorious. Awful pun, but you see what I did there. But yeah, Torres just put the bat right into the vacated hole on the right-hand side, right to Puig. All 4 hits have been to Puig this inning, and he needs to have a couple runs to show for it. Can't be angry with Savali. You're doing the right thing. You're just getting weak contact and soft hit grounders for the most part, besides LeMahieu. But yeah, these are in business. And Gardner pops it up behind the plate to Perez, and he makes the catch. So the Yankees are retired to get. Oh, that's only the. Yeah, that was a third out. The Yankees are retired to get 2 runs and 4 hits in strand 2 as we head to the top of the second inning. We'll be right back. Try to find some music net soon. I'm using a bit of a different stream tonight, so hopefully I did not lose it just because I logged out of it for 2 seconds. I'd be really annoyed because we might not be able to do the game. Come on, work with me here, please. Could be Wi-Fi issues. My apartment does not have the best of Wi-Fi. I have to use cellular, which I don't want to do, but alright. Yeah, that was a mistake to log out of it. Hopefully we can get back. Now the cellular is hardly working, so that's just wonderful. Ah, that's just Oh, great. Ah, come on. Sorry about that. Just cut out for a second. We had it and then it went away. Hope we don't miss a batter. Did not. Great. I missed a pitch, and it was a strike to Puig. You don't know where it was. I think it's a slider, and that's okay. Got a strike out of it, and we are back. So just gives Naka some breathing room and see what this Indians offense can do with 19 runs yesterday. And that ball's ground to short. GD fires to first in time. One away. But always good to see if your pitcher a cushion. Tanaka, a very, very professional pitcher. Had a lot of good season in Japan. Easily their best pitcher during his career there. Not ever, but while he was in the league. In the Nippon Professional Baseball League, and which is Japan's league, of course. So he should be able to handle this lead, and that would be wonderful. And fastball just missed a tad low, 1-0. This guy was also just very annoying yesterday. I mean, everyone in the Indians lineup was, but Jose Ramirez especially. I think he went like 4 for 5 yesterday, and he had 2 homers and 6 RBIs, including the grand slam in the first inning that just set the tone that the Yankees were going to lose yesterday. So, yeah. And a high fly ball, deep right field. Y'all buy baseball, folks. Ramirez stays hot. So, right when I was saying how this guy was doing, right when I was saying that Tanaka's professional pitcher that can handle the lead, he just allowed a home run to Jose Ramirez, his 20th this season. I mean, the way he started, did anyone really think he was going to have 20 homers? He barely had like 5 until June and was batting like 206. Now he's batting the 260 and has 20 homers and 3 homers against the Yankees and not even 2 completed games yet. So that's just wonderful. Fastball misses low, 1-0. Let's see where he missed. It's a fastball just right where lefty wants and what I was talking about earlier, the inner third of the plate. Ball's ground to Ford at first. He'll take himself for the second out. As a fastball that just kept running towards the middle of the plate. Ramirez is a good lefty hitter. He's actually a good switch hitter. That's what all good switch hitters do, and the lefty hitters do in that case. Just make it over the fence. So Kipnis was retired, and here is Fernando Reyes. So I'm assuming that he's not the best defender, or they just like the trio. It's a high fly ball. It's Gardner. So we'll say in the ballpark, he'll catch it a couple feet in front of the trap. So he ends claw back with that solo shot from Ramirez. Let me finish my thought about Reyes. He's DHing tonight, and I don't think he's as respected a fielder as Allen or Naquin or Puig, which is why he's DHing. That being said, we have a 2-1 lead now as we head to the bottom of the second inning. Just using whatever songs I see here. It's pretty fun. that was interesting, and I'm sure the other songs are trying to be on a similar scope of that. And Maiden calls time. Puts his hand on his chest as if is saying, "I'm sorry." This doesn't feel right, and of course he should, take his time when he needs to. First pitch to Maven is a ball outside 1-0. So Maven's been a very special surprise for the Yankees. So he is batting .312 with 8 homers, 26 RBIs, and a .390 on base percentage. That one threw the hole into center field. Let's see if Maven tries to go to second. Second, and he's in there! Wow! I mean, this guy, he's in his 30s, and he's still so fast, and I know that Allen took a little while getting there because he just wasn't situated in that area, but still, I mean, that's a hustle double if I've ever seen one. Wow. And he was hustling out of the box right. That's what you love to see. You love to see hustle like that. And I was just how amazing that Maven's been for our team. Because in the sense of Frazier needs to work on his defense, and Stanton, we sent a guy like Maven to just be a backup, and he's been wonderful for us. I mean, the numbers don't lie. And he finished the season, he keeps going like this, he'll have the highest on base percentage of any of his 10 years as a professional in the major leagues. So, got a runner in scoring position for Mike Ford. Let's see if we can move him over to third. And that will do the trick. Just that's grounded to Lindor, who fires the first in time for out number 1. I'm assuming that's Lindor since he was playing behind the bag at second. It's shifted over, and I think the second base is Kipnis on the outfield. So I'm going to go with 6-3 there. Regardless of the play, he does get handshakes, and he executes the play well. And, hey, guess who's up now? It's DJ LeMahieu. And this guy, I mean, look at his season. .337 batting average, 19 homers, 81 RBIs. He's insane. He's over 900 OPS, and he bats like .430+ with runners in scoring position. And whenever I think, hey, he won't get him in this time, he always does. I mean, maybe I'm jinxing it right now, and we'll see what his outcome is in just a few moments, but he's been excellent for us. You should get that one run back, too. Yeah, actually, no, it's gone down a bit. It's .410, which is second to actually Miguel Cabrera. It's that one high into the air. Probably not getting the job done since Puig has a really good arm. Oh, Maven's testing him. There's a throw. He's out. Why would you go on Puig? Come on. That was dumb. That was dumb. I mean, he nonchalantly caught the fly ball. I mean, maybe just to say that he knows he got him and trying to deke out Maven that he wasn't going to give it a strong throw. But, yeah, he beat him with plenty of time. Maven didn't even slide. So it's inning double play, and thank you, Phil Nevin, for sending him. That was really dumb. I know Maven's fast, but you can't beat Puig. He was easily a dead duck. We saw the hustle double how fast Maven was. So, well, Yankees blow a scoring opportunity, not because of Maven, because of Phil Nevin. So, thank you, third base coach Phil Nevin, for that. It's still 2-1 as we head to the third. I'll play you more of this interesting soundtrack. back, and there is a slider in there for a strike. 0-1 count to Naquin. He's batting .285 this season, 10 homers, 32 RBIs, and a .316 on base percentage. Wow. I did not think that Naquin was doing that well this year. He has a nice one hopper to 40 steps on the base in time, takes it himself, one away. It's actually interesting because both Naquin and Kepler, Max Kepler of the Twins, actually, fun fact, he is the first German-born baseball player. Both of his parents are dancers as well. But that being said, Naquin and Kepler came at the same time, and it looks like Naquin would actually be better, but he kind of had this insane batted ball in play. He was batting over 400 batted ball. He put the ball in play. But Kepler's been more phenomenal than Naquin by a lot. I mean, Kepler has like 30-plus homers this year. That was a surprise. I mean, this early on, he could get to 40 maybe. He's really been – I think he leads the Twins in homers, which is saying something because Twins have a lot of home runs, and they're probably going to pass Yankees' record of 267. Yankees might even pass their own record from last year. So, actually, I think it was 270. His previous record before that was 267. Still, very impressive. Actually, I think it's 269. Something around that area. But yeah, Naquin, I mean, he wasn't really a starter for like the last year or two, but hey, he's starting the outfield over Franmil Reyes. I don't know how awful Reyes is in the outfield. Maybe he's somewhat decent, but they certainly like Naquin in the outfield a bit better. And fastball missed by 2-1. Ever since getting Puig and Reyes there and just having those extra bats in the lineup, I think it's just got a whole lot scarier. Because they still have pretty good pitching, and Bieber and Savali and Plicro and Clevenger and Huber when he returns. Best bullpen ERA in baseball. Defenses in baseball. So now they have actually a really good outfield, which is their biggest weakness. Just everything about those two guys made their team better. And Bo dribbled over to LeMay at third, fires on the run in time. Perez broke his bat, and I'm glad he did because, that bat deserves to be broken for what it did to the Yankees last night. Because he hit a 2-run homer in the first inning last night to cap off a 7-run first inning frame. Also, I do want to remark on Puig throwing out Nevin, and yes, it was a dumb call by Nevin to still send him, and everyone's aware of Puig's start in baseball as he's made some crazy highlight reels, but to give Nevin some slack, that what Puig did was totally unconventional. I mean, most guys to gun out a very fast runner like Maben, they would be running back, they would be getting behind the ball, they'd be ready to throw, and Puig just said, "All right, yeah, I got it." So, "Oh, you're running me? Okay." Throws a perfect one bouncer to Roberto Perez at the plate, and Maben's a dead duck. Maben's not slow. We saw him with the hustle double, so his arm is insane, and don't run on Puig if you can help it. You better be sure it's me a deep fly ball, and that one was not deep enough. That was medium depth at best. And yeah. And right on deck you have Judge, and yes, he's been struggling, but still, he could still drive in Maben, or a wild pitch. Maybe he can score that way too. And Lindor fouls that one off, 1-2. And was blasted back, he popped out to Gregorius as he was closer to the third base side than shortstop. Lindor probably going to get another 2020 season under his belt. I think he has 20 homers and 18 steals. So despite having a bit of a shorter season, having still a very good one. That fastball just missed a tad low, 2-2. And here comes the 2-2. And slider missed in the dirt, so a full count to Lindor. Lindor's phenomenal. It seems like every year he almost gets better and better. I mean, maybe not this year since he's injured, but still, he's been very impressive. He's only been in the base for, I think, 4 years. He's already a 2 or 3-time All-Star, and he has 91 home runs since his rookie year. That ball's fouled off, so good battle from Lindor. He's also upped his walk rate. He's upped his homer rate for the most part, too. I think he had like 13 homers his first year, and last year he had like 38, 39. I mean, no one thought that Lindor had that type of power, but he does. And even this year, it's out for a couple of months. He still has 20 bombs. It's remarkable. It's only part of the big crop of talented shortstops today. Well, it's ground to Torres at second, fires to first in time. Tanaka has a nice 1-2-3 inning. He's still at 3-1 as we head to the bottom of the third. We are back as that slider missed outside 1-0 to Aaron Judge, who singled to right innocently enough, which helped get a 2-run good start for the Yankees, and later came around on Sanchez's group single as well. Just season actually has climbed back up to 260 now. It's 12 homers, and that one is just foul. The right field line, 1-2. So, again, that throw from Puig was very, very prevalent and important because so far, I mean, it looks like both pitchers just had that one. I mean, Tanaka had that one mistake, and Savali just gave up all those ground balls and all those bloop hits that factored in the Yankees' way. So, runs might be a little bit more scarce today, unlike yesterday, where the score was 19-5. And that was embarrassing to watch. At least the fun part was Mike Ford got to throw a couple innings and even had a 1-2-3 inning and actually struck out the last batter he faced. As Judge swings through that slider, now a 2-2 count. Judge in the inner third of plate, that's 343, middle 409, and outer third 235. So it's no wonder that ball is poked the other way, but right at Puig. It's a line drive, and kind of see him twist and turn there, but he does make the catch. Very nonchalantly since he has Yasiel Puig. Yes, there is now one away. Be interesting to see what team covets him in the offseason. I'm sure the Indians would love to have him back. He's definitely been really good in this Indians lineup, really fits well into the cleanup role. The Indians, they definitely do need their fair share of outfielders. I don't know how well Bradley Zimmer will pan out, but it doesn't help to have him or Naquin on as the fourth outfielder. Urshela has a weak defensive swing, Have a curveball that snuck in there, 0-2. Shell is 6 feet tall and 215 pounds. It's a curveball, misses in the dirt, 1-2. It's not really the tallest of guys, especially for a third baseman. We're usually he's definitely built. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. I just feel like most third basemen are at least 6'2" and higher. That ball is tap foul. I think he has a 22-game hit streak right now. I'm sorry, on base streak right now, which is very impressive. So it'll be interesting to see if he can. I already has kept it up today. He had a single last time up. Yeah, here is the 1-2. Got another curveball in the dirt, 2-2. Winterfield go back with the high fastball. Here's a 2-2. He swings through that one. Really nice slider from Savelli. As there's now 2 away. Fans, I pronounce the name. That's how the announcers are saying it. So I'm going to go with them since they would know best. I think in that exhibition game they're talking about right now, Savelli did really well against the Red Sox. He struck out Napoli and Ortiz and other really good players for the Sox. It's a third-round draft pick from the Indians in 2016. And this came from Northeastern University. That ball is deep center field and a nice running grab by Greg Allen using that really good speed of his to track that ball down. Torres gave it a ride, but Allen was faster. So he's retired at 1-2-3 as we head to the top of the fourth. I think he's still at 2-1. Alrighty, we are back, better than ever. This is Greg Allen up to kick off the fourth inning to knock out only at 31 pitches so far, which is really good. And then that's the outside corner for a nice little slider, 0-1. Now it's batting 255 with 4 homers, 22 RBIs, and a .313 on base percentage. So you can see that, yes, he still is below average offensively, but his speed and defense, which we just saw last inning, keeps him out there in the outfield. The Indians actually have an interesting schedule ahead. They have 2 more games against the Yankees and 3 games against the Mets. And, nice play by Torres. Wow. Ground that ball on the backhand side on the run, throws into first in time to get out by a step. 1 away. So, definitely better for the backhand than yesterday. Torres missed the ball with the backhand when Green was pitching, and then the batter afterwards. Sorry, Lazo was pitching. The batter afterwards, Berto Perez hit a 2-run homer. So here is Carlos Santana, who has flown out to center. There's a slider in the outside corner 1-1. Like I said it. Yes, Tanaka, of course, throws that fastball a good amount of time, but when in doubt, his bread and butter is that slider splitter. And the umpire calls time. So it's not going to be said that one home run from Jose Ramirez, doing pretty good. Please don't let me jinx him this time, and throws that fastball inside 1-1. So Santana has .290 batting average, .413 on base percentage, .553 slugging percentage are all career highs. He's fourth in on base percentage behind Yelich, Trout, and Bellinger. Really good company. By the way, Bellinger just hit his 41st home run about 10-15 minutes ago. And it's very impressive because now he has the Major League League in homers. And I bet you one of those guys, Trout, Yelich, Bellinger, Alonso, maybe, just maybe, Jorge Soler's 35, 36. One of those guys are going to get to 50, and that's pretty cool. Swings through that slider now at 1-2. Excuse me, 2-2. Huh, that's interesting. I'm talking about how Santana went from catcher to other positions. Yogi Berra originally was an outfielder, and now he was a catcher, of course. He won 3 MVPs as a catcher and was very highly regarded as a catcher too. So that's very interesting that he used to be an outfielder. I didn't realize that. So it looks like he's on his game today, and needs to be against Indians. He knows it's an important game. And like I actually read in my most recent article, which you can check out online, how the Yankees should utilize their starting pitching in the postseason. You can check it out on batsportspage.com. Again, batsportspage.com. Tanaka, when it comes to high-pressure games, he can be really good. And like I said, he's a professional pitcher. He's gonna be there when you need him. And hopefully the 8 innings we saw last time is a good bounce back, because that slider just misses inside. Really good frame from Sanchez. He wanted that one. Tanaka wanted that one. And I'm sure the entire Yankee fan base wanted that one. Did not miss by much, and the umpire did make the right call. Yeah, Santana has a really good eye. He's like top 5 in baseball in walks this year. That's a high fly ball. This one will stay in the ballpark. Who's going to catch it? It will be Brett Gardner. But I think Judge thought that was going to him. He was trying to beat Gardner, but he kind of looked at his nose like, wait, they didn't go to me? It was very weird. Maybe he couldn't see, but that was very strange. But luckily, someone saw the ball, and that was Brett Gardner. Let's see this Bellinger home run. Jeez, that is a pretty lefty swing. I mean, there's just a lot of power behind it. Right now, the Braves are winning the 3-1, and that we could see a potential championship series in the National League between those two teams. Fastball missed low, 1-0. The Dodgers and Braves actually played last year in the NL Division Series, and I believe the Braves lost in 4. And here is the 1-0. Oof, that splitter is pretty nasty. That may have been even mean a 2-seamer. I mean, they classify it as a sinker, but that had 2-seamer movement. So, all right. He's 88. Usually doesn't throw below 90, so it's interesting. And slider, and that's popped into the infield. Ford catches it in foul territory, so a nice 1-2-3 inning for Tanaka. He's retired 8 straight. As we head to the bottom of the fourth inning, the Yankees still have a 2-1 lead. Got to get some more runs on the board. Help out our boy Tanaka. And we are back. So leading us off in the bottom of the fourth is Gary Sanchez, followed by Gleyber Torres and Brett Gardner at the very least. Sanchez drove in the game's first run last time up. It scored Judge. It was a bloop single to right field. Here comes the first pitch at the bottom of the fourth. Tapped it right back to Savelli. Steps throws the first in time, so 1 pitch, 1 out. Good start for Savelli in the fourth. He has only thrown 42 pitches in 3 1/3 innings, so right up there with Tanaka in terms of pitch count. Both pitchers doing really well. It'll be interesting to see how far they both go, respectively. And Torres also had an RBI single last time up, which scored Gregorius. Yeah, that scored Gregorius. I didn't write that in, so I was a little confused by what happened there. Here comes the 1-1, and oof, wow. That was a nasty curveball, and Torres was fooled on that one. I'm telling you, yes, that home run swing from the Orioles right now. Yes, you got that RBI swing the last time up. I'm aware of that, and that was a good piece of hitting. But, he is really doesn't get cheated on some of his swings. It's a high fly ball. Right there is Puig who makes the catch. He's totally not textbook. I mean, he kind of caught that ball like this on the side, and this guy's a pro. He can do whatever he wants, of course, but that's why people gravitate towards Puig. And then I love Puig as well. The new doesn't. He has so much style, so much spunk. It's just amazing. And he's fun to watch. I mean, this thing's where he just catches the ball nonchalantly and throws out one of the fastest runners in baseball. So, yeah, Puig's pretty incredible. He hit and run a bit too. Very good ball player. That changeup misses low, 1-0. Gardner popped up and foul territory to the catcher last time up. He's batting .253 with 17 homers and 50 RBIs this season. Got a fastball at 94, misses low. So Savelli can get it up there. He probably has a little bit of above average velocity. I would say average is 92 point something now. On starters, it's definitely above average. That ball's fouled off, out of play, 2-1. Like I said, I mean, guys like Maben, I included yesterday, guys like Talkman, who has a day off, All of them have really stepped up, and Gardner has too. I mean, no one expected this season from Gardner. No one expected him to still be a pretty league average hitter. He was pretty atrocious last year, according to a variety of metrics. But hey, he can hit a little bit, and it's great defense. He's still a very valuable player. At worst case scenario, he provides speed and defense as a fourth outfitter, so I think he should keep him next year at the very least. At least give him one more 1-year deal. I don't know if he's going to retire a Yankee, but I sure hope he would. About poked down the left field line. That should be extra bases. And Aikman picks it up, fires to second, but way too many bounces, and Gardner is in there safely. They had a double from the get-go. Good two-out rally here for the Yankees. 20 of double this season. Wow, that's pretty good. I don't know how many times he's had 20 doubles in the season, but I don't think too many. Good job by Gardner going against the shift. I don't see Gardner poke the ball the other way like that too much. The ball just tacking left field, but with a purpose and down the line, that's impressive. So here's Maben, who had a hustle double last time up in the second, but was later doubled off at home. It's not his fault, it's because Phil Nevin, who gave him the green light to go. He just has too good of an arm, even for Maben standards. I wonder if it's single depleted what Nevin would do. And here's the 0-1. Fastball misses outside, 1-1. I have to say, Todd Henor, the home plate umpire, is in a pretty decent strike zone. He seems very consistent. A little bit tight, but that's okay. He's fair about it, both sides. That's all you can ask from an umpire. But, when you see your team obviously get a worse call than the other one, then it's all about me. And by that, I mean the team. They get very annoyed. Actually, Maben's played 13 seasons, 8 different teams, including the Tigers, Padres, Braves, Angels, Astros, Marlins, Mariners, and the Yankees. Players he had 2 stints with, actually. And straight 3 called in the outside corner. That was at 94. And Seville gets his way out of a jam. He's carried their 2-1 lead into the 5th. As we will be on a short commercial break. This game flying by. A lot better than yesterday's 3.5-hour game. And we are back. Jose Ramirez to lead off. Let's see if Tanaka can continue his string of batters retired. For the last 8, and the one guy who didn't retire was Jose Ramirez, and he had a home run last time up. Nearly destroying Yankees pitching so far. Had 2 homers yesterday, 6 RBIs as well. That's the only run on the board for the Indians tonight. Last pitch was a strike, and here comes the 0-1. Splitter misses in the dirt, 1-1. There's batting 250 with 20 homers, 74 RBIs, and a 324 on base percentage. So still a pretty decent season offensively. There he lines one to left field. He's a hard guy to retire. I mean, he had a cold streak before he went to Yankee Stadium. I think he was 2 for 20 or something around that. Then he had a 4-hit game yesterday. Already has a 2-hit game today and just 2 plate appearances. So, yeah. Actually, only the second rider getting on base for the Indians tonight. So, yeah. In this game, I mean, Tanaka had 47 pitches through 4 innings, and Savali not too far behind him. So, yeah. Hopefully we can sell this down. I wonder if Ramirez would try to take off. Sanchez does have 13 errors behind the dish, and a lot of them have come on throwing errors. He's just thrown out 20% of runners this year. Taka's pretty decent to the plate, but still. Ramirez can run. I think like top 5, at worst case, top 10 in stolen bases in the American League. Now a throw over, but Ramirez back in time without a slide. Batting now is Jason Kipnis. Got a hard ground out to first base last time up. Currently, by the way, the Indians stand just a half game behind the Twins for the division race, and they clawed back with a major 12.5 game pole. Even as early as this past week, Indians were in first place. So one of the biggest divisional races in baseball, probably just behind the NL Central, where the Cubs, the Brewers, and the Cardinals are all vying for the NL Central crown. Right now, the Cardinals and the Cubs are tied for the Central. Actually, the Indians have the second longest championship drought. I didn't see who was first, but just 1 year off from the Indians. Indians have not won a championship since 1948. It's against the Braves at that time. As that ball's fouled off, still 0-2 to Kipnis. The Indians actually have been to a couple World Series since then. They went to the 95 97 World Series and the 54 World Series as well. They actually won 2 World Series, and that was in 1920 and 1948. So, 2016 was their year. Let's see if they definitely have a chance this year as well. The wild card picture is starting to become a lot more clear, as the Red Sox really don't have that much of a chance anymore. I know my friend, my former roommate Devin from Virginia, he'll say, "Oh, the season's not over till it's over." Really, what he said was, they don't give awards out in July. And yes, that was July. Now it's August, and the Red Sox are 7.5 games out of the wild card. So, not looking too good for them. So, the Indians and Rays have been pretty good so far. That ball gets by Sanchez, and Ramirez does stay at first. Had a bit of a lead, and Sanchez threw over to first, but Ramirez back in time. The A's definitely are close. They're 2.5 games behind, but yeah, there's probably going to be 2 of those 3 teams, and maybe the Twins, who are going to factor in the wild card race. Anyone else, not really. In the National League, there's still a lot of teams in there. I mean, theoretically, Mets have a chance. The Mariners have a chance. Cubs, the Cardinals, the Brewers, the Phillies, Nationals, Diamondbacks. It's pretty absurd. Giants, we didn't say that. But ground to second and thinks better of it and throws to first in time. Didn't really see himself having a chance to throw out Ramirez at second. So productive out for Kipnis, one away. Probably the right move from Torres. You want to get at least one if you can. And down, get the sure up. Another thing that's interesting, I think Terry Francona, who's I know is Indians manager, his name for him was Tito Francona, I believe, or maybe his dad was Tito. I'm not entirely sure. I think they're both have been called Tito at one point, but Boone was actually traded for Tito Francona. I was thinking it was Francona was on the Tigers and Boone was on the White Sox, and they were swapped for each other. And Boone is swiping the Yankees manager. Plus, there's a lot of history with the Yankees as had that walk off. I think it was ever a 3-run homer grand slam off Tim Wakefield to propel the Yankees to the American League pennant in 2003. It was against the Red Sox as well, and he was even more loyal with Boone in that he was Yankees' third baseman in the Yankees' third baseman in 2005 season. He injured himself playing a pickup basketball game, and with the Yankees, yet they got Alex Rodriguez to come over and play third base, shift from shortstop to third. So, yeah, he has a lot of history, Boone and the Yankees. And I guess Boone and Francona have some history too. So right now, it is Franmil Reyes who's batting, who sent a deep fly ball to Gardner last time up. He has a 2-0 count. In fact, that's going to have to buckle down to hold Ramirez on. He has great speed. And good splitter there. Reyes swings through it. So it's very interesting. Franmil Reyes has the 9th highest exit velocity rate, but the worst contact rate in baseball. Just I think 16.4%. I think that's what they said. So very interesting. Actually, a testament to the Padres of their team. They have a pretty good amount of power. At the same time, they can't really get on base. You know what they say nowadays, hits as good as a walk. So, yeah. I mean, you can understand a little bit why the Padres trade Reyes, because they got Taylor Trammell in return. He's a pretty good prospect for the Reds, and he could feature as a leadoff hitter for the Padres for future years. But they also traded away like a few of their prospects, and it seems like a lot just for Trammell. A lot of experts didn't bash the Padres for their trade, so we'll see in time if it makes sense. But Eddie Tanaka buttles Gantz and gets Reyes swing on the slider and picks up his just a second strikeout tonight. That's okay. He's pitched very well to contact tonight for the most part. And now there's 2 away. So now Tanaka will have to get out Naquin to escape this jam. Naquin grounded to first last time up. This will be Tanaka's 60th pitch, so still very well. And he's pitching could definitely use some distance after yesterday's game. I mean, yes, we didn't use our big guys. We used basically all our C relievers in our opener. And we even used Mike Ford, which is saying something, because he's a position player. It's still very, very good for Tanaka to give the Yankees some innings. You give them Yankees 6 or 7, you can let Ottavino, Canely, Brennan, or Chapman settle it down. So that'd be great. And I think he's starting to turn it around. I mean, it was a great start by the Blue Jays. Everyone thought it was really good. Maybe flip the switch and doing a really good job tonight. It'd be even better if he can get this jam right here. Pretty much the only big threat so far with this pretty brilliant performance today. Splitter missed well 1-1. So Naquin can actually play all 3 outfield positions and is very fast. Has a little bit of power. He has 12 homers this season. So yeah, he's not a bad player. Like I said, Kepler definitely the better of the two, and I think Kepler is a pretty good defensive player in his own right. But still, Naquin's not bad. Not going to be batting .350 like in his first year, where he had a .410 on batted ball in play, which is very much due for aggression when normal batted ball in play is like 300-something. Like low 300-something, too. So, yeah. And here's 2-1. Ball's poked foul and out of play, 2-2. The Yankees pitching, they definitely don't match with the Dodgers or the Astros, but we definitely have talent. Tanaka's talented, Ramon's talented, Severino's talented, Paxton's talented. Hey, there's our four here. Paxton with an opener. It's a lot to ask all four of those guys to be on their game and pitch pretty decently. Is that when they play about average, this is what they get, and it's not been pretty for the most part this season. The ball's popped up. Who's going to catch it? It'll be Maben, who makes the grab, and Tanaka gets out of the jam. Good work by Tanaka. We're at a 65th pitch, which means he's averaging 13 pitches an inning, which is wonderful. And as we head to the bottom of the fifth now, an official game, so we're still up 2-1. So we are back to who's leading us off. That will be none other than Mike Ford. So it'll be Ford, LeMahieu, Judge at the very least, facing Cervelli this inning. Whenever I see Cervelli, I feel like saying Cervelli, who is the catcher for the Pirates and the original catcher for the Yankees. So that fastball misses low. Actually, no, excuse me. Check that. Change it, miss low on 1. So, as I mentioned yesterday, Ford has great power in minors. He had, I think, like 20 homers or something like that in AAA this season. It's translated a bit here. He has 4 homers, which in a limited amount of time, that's pretty good. He's also got a 162. He also has a 275 on base percentage, and that needs to change. Strips that one down. Definitely has good power. You can see it. I'll seem to be actually pretty solid at first base. The Yankees are kind of hoping that this will be their bird. Guy that can kind of platoon with Voit, Voigt's DH. They want him to turn that like lefty first baseman they've always loved. The times of Gehrig to Mattingly to the share. I mean, he was a split share, but still. You have Voit, who's been excellent for us. He's injured right now. He will be coming back this season. And that last pitch Ford did just hold up. It's a full count. But nonetheless, does swing and miss on that one. So it doesn't matter. He's straight set regardless. And Cervelli, that is his 3rd strikeout. So 1 more strikeout than Tanaka. Not beating him today's game so far, beating him on the strikeout certainly. here is LeMahieu, who ground to first and also hit into a double play last time up, albeit a unconventional double play. This was a fly ball to Puig, and then Maben was thrown at home. Comes the 0-1. Ball rolled over to short there is when Doorsteps fires the first in time. 2 away. And as I mentioned, Savali's pitch count is right near Tanaka's. He's at 63, Tanaka's at 65. They both have done really well tonight. Both just had one bad inning and have really just been fine since then. Here is Aaron Judge, who has singled to right and also lined out to right. Ball pretty hard today. That one's a pretty good one, and that will be a fair ball. That will be extra bases for Judge. Puig is unable to field it cleanly. So even that, like we just saw from Puig, he was trying to gun down to the one bounce, but didn't field it cleanly. Then he's like, he takes a deep sigh and picks it up and then throws it, knowing that Judge isn't going to run on his arm. That's how much confidence he has in himself. And it's very interesting. Say it's cocky, but he can talk. I'm a little bit annoyed at himself not getting that ball on a clean bounce. Maybe could have had a chance of getting Judge out. But nonetheless, Judge does get a 2-out double, which we have become accustomed to. We saw that last inning with Gardner. Hopefully this time he can push across that insurance run. Indians are a good hitting team. They may not just get their one run across tonight. I'd like to score more than that. The ball is tapped foul and 1 to Urshela, who has singled and struck out swing. I cannot say enough good things about Urshela. His defense is great, although despite Fangraphs saying differently, he has 338 batting average, 18 homers, 66 RBIs. I wonder if he'll be top 20 MVP. Sometimes to go as far as top 20. I don't know of any more, but that's what they used to do. And if he was qualified for the batting title, he would have the lead. His batting average, so it's very, very good for the Yankees. He might be qualified at some point this season. He's certainly racked up a decent amount of at-bats and will continue to get some. No one really stopping him from playing third base besides Mayhew, and even then, Urshela going to see a lot of playing time. And that ball poked the other way to right field. And Puig bobbles it, and Judge will come around to score. And he's catch a break right there. So right when I was saying that Puig's cockiness hasn't really hurt him. Well, it hurt him right there. I wouldn't say that's really cocky of him. I think he was just trying to get the ball in as fast as he can. It kind of went from, instead of being here, having your glove out open, he went here. And that's not really the right way to try to field it, especially when it's above your belt. So, yeah. That Pablo, that Judge will score. See, making that turn, makes that stop, and then keeps going. So, I'd probably say that's an unearned run against Aaron Savali. Nonetheless, the Yankees do have their third run across. Good job by Urshela. I'm going to check if that's an error or not. I'll score as Foul says one off, 0-1. You got to be annoyed if you're Savali. A lot of those hits really come to bite in the butt. Not really hit all that hard. I mean, that was a pretty hard hit from Urshela, but not placed very well. It was placed fine. It was more because of Puig's error. And yes, it was an error. So no RBI for our pal Gio Urshela. Flores fouls that one off too. Now a 1-2 count. Long hold between pitches. Not sure why, but here comes the 1-2, where it swings and misses that nasty curveball. So Savali gets out of that jam, but not before a run comes to score thanks to Yasuo. Please here, and Yankees now have a 3-1 lead as we head to the top of the sixth. So we are back. Tanaka gets that insurance run, which the Yankees did need. You just see Puig right now. Jeez, he has his head staring. He's like, "Why did I make that error? Why am I so cocky? What am I doing?" I had that really cool play in right field. But why did I have to make that error? That cost my guy a run. Especially when runs are pretty scarce in today's game. Very different than yesterday's game. So, oh yeah, Perez now has 20 homers thanks to that 2-run homer yesterday. Grounds down until Mayhew on one bounce, steps, fires to first in time, one away. Actually, both times that Perez has steps to the plate, he's grounded out to third. Now setting to plate is Francisco Lindor. It's 0 for 2 tonight with a pop out to short and a ground out to second. It's a switch hitter batting from the left side as Tanaka is a right-handed pitcher. Still batting over 300, batting .302. I wonder what his career batting average is. It's very impressive. A striker right down the pipe, 0-1 to Lindor. I wonder if Lindor is a guy who usually takes all the way. His last 2 starts, he has just 1 run, 5 hits, 13.1 innings pitched. Lindor grounds out to second. Torres throws to first in time, 2 away. So maybe this is a turnover for Tanaka. I mean, as much as he had left Severino start Game 1, as much as Romano has made his case for Game 1, ideally, we want Tanaka to start Game 1. If he can find his groove, he will be starting Game 1. Pretty much, unless Severino is otherworldly, when he returns from the injured list. Bearing that, if Tanaka can post up decent numbers, he's going to be starting Game 1. Because like I said, he's really good in the postseason. That ball's fouled right back to the screen, 1-1 to Greg Allen. A strikeout swing, one of 2 strikeout victims from Tanaka, the other one being Franmil Reyes. It's also grounded out to Torres at second. And here comes the 1-1. And swing through that one. That was a really good splitter. And they say on changeups that you pull the string when you just see you pull the string, right? The whatever thing you're holding, just go down. Take the string away, just go straight down, and that's what that splitter is. Kept right and down. Very nice splitter. Well, splitters should also called split finger changeup, so this is still kind of is a changeup technically. Fastball missed upstairs 2-2. Tanaka was trying to get Allen a chase. Looking for his third strikeout tonight. Trying to get another 1-2-3 inning. Jumps 2-2. Ball's popped up, but out of play. 20 had 1, 2, 3. 3 1-2-3 innings. I'm looking for a fourth right now. It is interesting because I did look up Tanaka, and he has some struggles third time through the order. And trust me, he's the guy. He's the guy who can go through third time the order for the Yankees. Maybe not Herman, maybe not Paxton, but Tanaka, he's a guy who should be able to. It says ERA jumps from, I think, about 3.4 or so to like 6 something. It's atrocious. It's terrible. And yeah, but if he's pitching deep in the games before, it's the Yankees' only complete game this season. Let's see, getting out here. Blooped into center field right there as Gardner makes the catch, and yet another 1-2-3 inning for Tanaka. So the are retired as we head to the bottom of the 6th. And we are back. We have El Gary Sanchez up at the plate. He goes by El Gary on his social media page, or that's a very common nickname for him. But regardless, El Gary is up. It's the last pitch for a ball. Here comes the 1-0. Another slider missing the dirt, 2-0. Sanchez tonight has a RBI single down that drove in the first run of the game. It was also grounded right back to Savali. There's a 2-0. And fastball at the outer third and plate 2-1. Despite missing probably about a month and a half to 2 months this season, he has 27 homers. I think his career high is 33, so he has a good chance of breaking that next 37 games or so. Yeah. 39 games, including this one. Yeah, 39 games, including this one. And here comes a 3-1. Oof, that would have been a really good pitch to drive. That was 80 on the inside corner, but Sanchez thought there was just a tad inside, but it was called a strike. That would have been a really good pitch to swing it. That's right in his wheelhouse. Actually, I think it was a backdoor slider. Backdoor meaning going to the righty's back knee. That ball was fouled off. Still 2-2. Sorry, 3-2. I wonder if the Yankees can drive out Savali this inning. He's currently at 77 pitches. Against in the 90s, they got a shot. Indians are very comfortable probably deploying that great bullpen of theirs and didn't use their A relievers all yesterday. Sanchez does hold off on the slider. Wow, I thought he went around. But nope, he works himself a leadoff walk, getting on base for the second time tonight. Hey, let's keep on attacking on those runs. You never know. I think it was even against the Rockies or something like that. But Tanaka was up 6-0, and the Rockies scored like 5 runs, a couple home runs in the sitting one time, and that was awful. So, especially with homer-prone pitchers, you never know when the parade can happen. So, Yankees should get all the insurance runs they need. Ball's popped up. Who's going to catch it? It'll be capped by Savali. He's going to throw to first. But Sanchez is in there in time. I wonder if Santana was a bit hurt or he just thought he had the out. Yeah, that was a pretty crazy pop-up. Yeah, Santana kind of hurt himself a little bit walking it off right now. It was jammed, but not really high enough for Kipnis to make the catch. Savali got on himself.